Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to work on a little bit of counter maneuvering and some pressure strategy and some defensive strategy against someone who wants to pressure you. So my training partner here, GW, is going to help me out a little bit, and I'm going to have to explain up front that some of what I have to do here requires me to have him help me so I can show this at slow speed so you understand what we're going to take care of and how I'm going to do it. So first thing I want to cover is some basic counter maneuvering. So GW, if you would, just stay still and match me with just your roll and your nose. So what I'm showing here essentially is the move that I would like to do, if you'll just hang out, is this right here. This is what I'm aiming for, is just a straight up pushover roll, and I want to get on top of him for a top shot. And so the way he's going to fix that is by using the standard counter maneuvering technique, or some people call it mirroring. So I'm going to bounce out to his side and tip up like I'm going to go over. He's going to fix his wings and fix his nose. And then we'll switch sides. So I'm going to step outside here and cock my wings like I'm going to go up and over. He's going to fix his wings and fix his nose. If you would this time, just intentionally screw that up and roll to the outside instead of doing what you're supposed to do. So this time when I bounce out, he's going to make an outside roll, which is going to expose his belly. And obviously at this point you would start to do a push maneuver that we're going to show you in a minute. So the second thing here is, when you're going to practice this yourself, is to add the side strafes in on both sides. So GW, we're going to go right this time. So it'll be a right strafe and a left roll with a little bit of down strafe. So it's like we're going to, again, sit still 1 sec. Like we're going to cover this pushover like this, except he's going to actively counter me as I try to do that by mirroring my inputs, or attempting as best he can to mirror them. So I'm going to just tell you up front that we're going to go to the right the first time. So he's going to also go to the right and roll over and fix his nose. And again, it's like, we're trying to go slow here, so it's a little sloppy, but forgive us. If I go this way and try to go over the top, he's going to do the same thing and match my strafe. And so the whole goal of this counter maneuvering is basically to reset the fight. So you would like to have your opponent either here, where they're beside you, so you can flick the pips in, or you'd like to have them here, where they're directly below you or directly above you in terms of their ship facing, so you can get a pancake shot. So again, the counter maneuvering drills I like to do basically involve this whole entire mix up here, where you both start to do the pushover, and he's going to fix his nose and fix his wings. And then we'll switch and go to the other side. So I'm going to go to his left and try to come over the top. He's going to go to his left and come over the top, and we wind up kind of in this reset position again. So the counter maneuvering drill can be done one of two ways: with one of you stationary, and if you would, GW, just kind of bounce out to the side on me here so I can show that. So if you're training, all you want to do is tip your wings in and fix your nose. And then if you would go the other way, so inside roll, fix your nose. That's basically the stationary drill. And obviously you've seen me do the full motion drill several times here, which is where I actively strafe to the side and attempt to push over the top, and he does the same, and we wind up in a reset. GW, if you would, go into the standard dogfighting. What I would normally call this in my videos is the pop, lock, and drop it routine. And so at this point, I'm going to try to control the distance here on him. Again, we're trying to go really slowly. So I'm going to try to keep him in this kind of 300-meter range where I want him. And at some point I'm going to say, okay, he's staying out too wide, so I'm going to pressure him. And if you would, be lazy on your nose here. So when I start to push him, he's going to not respond properly. And I've now pancaked him because he didn't keep me in cockpit view. So essentially, the pressure drill is nothing but that. And the pressure move that you're going to use while you're dogfighting, that's the goal, is to, one more time, start the dance, please, is to kind of have this business going where you're in the pop, lock, and drop it, or as we call it, the counter maneuvering, where you can see he and I are both kind of jockeying to reset the fight here, or we may be jockeying to flick the pips in for a shot. Either way, at some point I'm going to push on him, and again, if you wouldn't fix this properly. So he's not fixed his nose, he's not kept me in view, and all I had to do was kind of fix my right stick here to line him back up. So now this time, if you would just actually fix your nose properly so we can see what happens. And you won't see much of a difference in terms of what we're normally doing, because when I start to push here, he's going to fix his nose, he's going to negate my push, and now we're kind of in this weird jockey again where I'm driving on him hard, and he's actively counter-maneuvering me by pushing in and backing up and pushing in and backing up, depending on what I'm doing to keep me at bay. And so you'll see there, I didn't make any kind of different maneuvers to what I was doing before, except I never got a pancake on him because his nose wasn't lazy. So from my side of the screen, GW, same thing. Let's get going a little bit, and I want you to push on me when you're ready. So when I realize he's going to push in, the only thing that's required to counter that top shot is just to fix my nose. So I'm going to realize here he's going to dive in just a minute when he's ready. Here comes the pressure. He's going to make a decision here. He's holding me at bay. Here he comes. All I'm doing is keeping him right in my nose facing. Now again, pause 1 second. All he wanted to do there, his entire goal in what you just saw right there was to do this. This is all he's trying to do, is come over the top and shoot a pancake shot. So one more time on that, let's do the defense drill there, GW. So just start the dance and come after me again when you're ready. So he's going to apply pressure at some point. And again, he's trying to do that pushover roll or the rainbow roll. All I'm doing is keeping my nose on him. The way you counter that pushover roll is just to keep your nose on them. And again, at some point here, if you would push on me again, you can counter the pressure by pressuring by yourself. So once he starts to commit, if you don't feel like backing up or if you don't want to give ground, so once you notice him pushing, you can also push, and you can try for your own pancake right there like I just did. You may miss it. That's totally fine. But again, so the theory behind the counter maneuvering is exactly that, to mirror or counter their inputs and their techniques. So if they're pushing, you can push. If they're pushing, you can retreat. It kind of depends on your comfort zone and your talent level. But so again, just to recap, we have 3 things going on here. We're doing some inside rolls and obviously some nose facing, as well as what we like to call counter maneuvering, which is nothing more than attempting to reset the fight to take away your opponent's advantage. So if they look like they're coming over the top, he's going to fix his wings and fix his nose, and he's now taken my advantage. So in order to press that advantage, what I would have had to have done is, if I had gotten this shot on him that I wanted, I could afterburn in and try to capitalize, or he can back out and, again, neutralize my advantage. So the counter maneuvering is nothing more than each one of us jockeying for position to basically reset the fight. And again, from this distance, I may be confident to flick the pips in and shoot him if I chose to, or to roll the pips in, or to pitch the pips in, however whatever your specific technique is. But the general goal here for counter maneuvering is to either reset the fight to this look, or to this look, depending on what your flick is, or to this look, obviously, depending on if you're pitch yaw or rolling the flick in. But again, the pressure, the entire goal behind the pressure is to either acquire a top shot or to come in from the bottom side and go for a bottom shot. So it just kind of depends on your goal. But the entire drill for counter maneuvering here, you can practice by yourself, is just get a buddy and work on really, really slowly. If you would, GW, go slow here. As you make the move to the side and you try to fix for the top shot, he's going to fix it as well. And you can work this as many times as you need to get the motion to be smooth. So good luck, and we'll see you next time.